jump in to another comic shop now. Do my best to stay within 25 bucks. This one is, I can't even see the title of the place. Phoenix Comics in Hicksville. I know that they have a ton. They have a ton of back issues and dollar bins. They're notorious for keeping them all mangled up, boxes one on top of the other, and all a bunch of crap on top of the comics. So they're not known for getting crispy, clean, minty fresh comics, but great source for getting obscure back issues, sometimes getting some hidden gems. And it's almost like a little bit of a honey hole if you think about it, but definitely worth going into. I'm not even gonna bother to ask the guy if I could record inside the place, because this guy, he will not if he gets a whiff that I'm getting something that is of significance, or if I'm getting a deal on something, he like goes nuts. This guy's one of these guys that look up the comics on what they're selling on eBay, and that's how he prices them. Not even what they're selling for, what they're asking for. That's how he prices them. So it's a little nuts. And then he's got all these other back issues and dollar issues that he doesn't even know what they're going for, and just has them jammed in there. So, I'm not gonna basically give him alerts by asking him if I can record or not. But when I'm done, I'll show you what I got. All right, so I basically just came back with a pretty big haul. Let me show you. Check this out. This is a lot. I was definitely not on good behavior. I didn't stay disciplined. I went over the 25. A little bit over the 25, but I went. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to hold myself back. I don't know. I got to figure out how to keep myself to 25. But I'm going to go through all these and show you them when I get to a remote destination. So I don't do these in the car, and the guy just closed up, so I don't want him to see I'm sitting there recording and showing off all the books I got while he is closing up and walking out. I don't want him to feel like bad, but got a lot of stuff. Video. So we're back at home base. Got my stack right here, and it's quite a stack. As I mentioned before, I did not stay disciplined. I did not stay to that $25 mark. But there's a reason why. And I'll explain to you. I ended up going to $36. And sometimes you need to be a little bit flexible. At least I seem to do it this way. I have to be a little bit flexible at my caps and my gold numbers that I want to pay when I find something that seems like a little bit of opportunity. So as I got in there, the LCS owner was actually shoving a whole bunch of new books inside the bins. Now this guy, when he puts in these books, they don't tend to stay there for a long time. So I had to really jump onto the new stuff that he put in there and grab whatever I found to be of interest to me, and to find it and that is of significance and possibly some value. The reason why is I really don't believe I would have found it again if I went back a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. I really don't. So I had to be a little bit flexible. So I went $11 over my budget. So maybe what I'll do next time I go on one of these dollar bin dives, I'll just deduct that $11 from the $25 budget and keep it to $14. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not always very good at keeping to these caps, but we'll see what we do. But you'll see when I go through this stuff, you'll see one of the reasons why I had to go over budget. I had to pick up a lot of this stuff. A lot of the stuff was, one, important to fill some runs for myself. 2, had some value on it. 3, there was some kind of significance to it as far as spec. So combination of all those 3 things made it very, very tough for me to not pull these books. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the books I got. This you probably saw from the little teaser that I did. And this is Classic X-Men number 2. All right, this was not one of those books that was necessarily, I have to have it. But I've been building a full run of these Classic X-Men. And I believe that I'm going to get to completion somewhere down the line. I really want to get the entire Classic X-Men collection, especially all the early ones. And one of the biggest reasons is you had all these Art Adams covers that were done, which are absolutely gorgeous, and they actually all wrap around to the back. You've heard me rant and rave about how I feel personally Classic X-Men 1 is undervalued because of that classic iconic cover and the extra story that's in there. But then you have this. All right, this is not exactly high grade, but a little press in the corner. This has got a little bend in the corner. Let's see. It is color breaking. That's all right. Not a big deal. For $1, I was very happy to have it. A little cleaning, a little pressing to bring it back to life. Not sure if there's any backstory to this. Let's see. Maybe there is. Because that's the other thing that's really cool about these books. A lot of them have little added stories. A little extra. I think this one does too. Yeah? All right. So the original book ends here, and then this is an original story. First Friends. So this is basically Storm and Jean Grey trying to become closer as team members and I guess as friends. So you get an extra story out of it, which I like a lot. I really appreciate those extra stories that they put in there. The cover, the artwork is phenomenal in my opinion, and well worth $1. Well worth $1. You know, you get these in high grade, they could actually go for more than that. It is a newsstand, which I don't know if that really means anything for these books. It might, but this you'll never see me regret, especially the first 20 or 30 issues. They're all Art Adams covers. So a little bit of spec, I guess. Not really. This is just one of these more weird runs that I'm building. Weird, cheap runs that are pleasurable to me. I'm gonna read all the stories again. As I'm rebuilding the original Uncanny X-Men run, I'm building these. These are the ones I'm reading. I'm not reading the other ones and trying to keep them preserved in the best shape I can. So, number 1 on the book on the list. Batman Detective Comics Annual number 1. Ah, shoot, it's an annual. I thought it was regular Detective Comics, the new 52. This one was a mistake, but you know what? It is a beautiful cover. I'm not sure who the cover is by. Batman beaten by the Black Mask. Ooh, it's Tony Daniels cover. You know what? It might be a good read. Once upon a time, this was a $4.99 cover price book. Got it for $1. It's in good shape. All right, maybe I'll have this to read. This was a mistake. This is probably not going to stay in my collection. Nothing significant. I thought it was. I didn't realize it was annual. See, we make mistakes. Sometimes we make mistakes. Number 1 annual. All right, we got it. No big deal. No big deal. We got this. It's okay. Sometimes they make mistakes, and it happens. By the way, this LCS that I went to is one of those guys that was hoarding all the stray dogs, and wasn't giving them a free comic book day. And that's one of the reasons I won't buy any new books from him anymore. And I'll just grab whatever I find in the discount bins. But because he's got this kind of stuff in the discount bins, it makes it very tough to, boycott him altogether. So, next book I got is Guardians of the Galaxy number 7. Another little run I'm putting together. I'm trying to do a 1 through 10 run on Guardians of the Galaxy of this series. Something that was striking is that she's no lady, she's malevolence. Look at that. So there is a possibility of a first appearance of this person of malevolence. I'll have to look into it. I'm not sure if that's the case. Decent condition. Again, it's part of a run that I'm putting down. By the way, this Valentino Perez also is on this run of Guardians of the Galaxy. Top notch. Very good reads. So it's part of that little run that I'm putting together. Just a little bit of spec. Whenever you see something like this on the front cover, there's a possibility there's a first appearance. So if you're buying them for $1 and you just speculate on any first appearance you see, that's how you see them a lot of times. Next on the list is Fantastic Four 260. This is basically a run filler for me. Really interesting cover. You got Dr. Doom's mask over here all burned and incinerated. Everybody's in shock. Where's Reed? I don't know. Decent shape. Not a 9.8, but mid, fine, very fine, I guess, condition. Not bad. Good run filler. Good books to pick up wherever you can if you get them for cheap, because you never know what's going to pop up with these Fantastic Four movies. So that's the spec aspect of it. But honestly, I'm just trying to catch up with a lot of these books. Fantastic Four 278 is another one. This is an interesting one. If I remember correctly, this was from a time when I think Dr. Doom got his face repaired or something like that. So it's interesting. Dr. Doom cover again. He's grabbing the Baxter building, destroying it. Reed's got a broken arm. How the hell does that happen when he's made out of rubber? That's pretty weird. But again, these are all newsstands. I don't know if that means anything. These are reads. These are $1 a piece. Can't go wrong with that. And again, I'm just giving you a perspective of how I am collecting. I'm not telling you to go out and buy these things. You buy whatever the hell you want. I'm buying them the way I want to buy them. But I'm giving you a rationale and a reason why I'm buying them. And some of them, there is some value to this. Honestly, these, a little cleaned up and stuff like that, you probably sell them for like $5-10, these Fantastic Fours. Guardians of the Galaxy, not so much, probably a couple bucks. This, you're probably seeing in back issue bins at cover price still, you know. And these X-Men books, you know, depends on whoever feels like pricing it. Next on the list is Captain America Annual number 9. Okay. Now, I picked this one up because I've been doing these little mini type of collections. And this is from the Terminus Factor. So at one point during late 80s, early 90s, Marvel decided to like have these tie-in type of events coming in through their annuals. So usually it was 4 issues, more or less, that you would get. Like you had the Evolutionary War, Atlantis Attacks, Terminus Factor was another one, Kang Conquest I think was another one. So this was part 1 of 5. All right, so there were 5 issues that were connected to this. So I like to build these little runs and these little storylines together. So that's the reason I got it. You know, classic little Captain America book. I don't know if there's anything significant other than that, but for $1 a piece to build nice little collections like that, it's nice to have those stories. And it costs cheaper than getting the trade paperback. You're going to pay the trade paperback $10-15 to get these things. You're getting this for $1. So if I can get the whole series for $1 a piece, that's $5. Can't go wrong with that. Again, this one I don't think there's any value to it, but they are in their own way significant in different ways. This one is an interesting one. Fantastic Four 276. Again, a newsstand. This guy had a ton of newsstands. Again, I don't know what it means to have a newsstand. This is dirty as hell because it's a white cover, so you could tell everything, but very cleanable, very cleanable, and it's actually not in bad shape. You could actually get this almost in mint condition. By the way, I'm going to do a side note. You notice all these books? They're all in plastic. These are all in plastic. These are dollar books that are being discarded and mangled, and they're all in plastic. And this guy sells all of his new copies, his new releases, without plastics or boards. How does that make any sense? Where's the logic in that? Anyway, there's something I'm struggling with this one. This one I was going to pick it up regardless because, like I said, I pick up Fantastic Fours. Everything's sub 3. If I find them for $1, sub 300. If I find them for $1, I pick them up. I'm just building runs of these and just reading and that kind of thing. And you never know from the spec aspect what's going to pop and what's not going to pop. Look at the whole Agatha Harkness thing that happened. If you had those copies when WandaVision came out, you would have been doing well. So I got that. Now, these all were part of the stuff that he was pulling out at that moment. Then these were also the stuff from the new books that he picked out. And I don't know how he was putting these in the dollar bin. You know, I got X-Men 243, part of the Inferno event. I think this might be the first cover appearance by Mr. Sinister. It might be. I'm not 100% sure. If not, it's like the second or third appearance total of him. But cool books. Great X-Men run. $1 a piece. I will pick these up every day, all day. No problem. And then the next book was X-Men 194. Again, all newsstands, these books. Definitely could need a good cleaning. Great pre-200 book to have. I have this copy already, but I picked up another one. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes if I get these for cheap, like really cheap, regardless of whether they're something spec worthy or not, if they're in decent shape, I will pick them up if I get for $1, 50 cents a buck, you know, all the time. Why? Because one, they're old X-Men books that, you know, they're great to have. The other thing is, when I have doubles, I could go back to my others that I have there and see which one's in the best condition and put the best condition one into my run collection and then put the other one to the side. Now, when I put it to the side, what I do is one of two things. I might build another like little run and maybe like put it on eBay or something like that and resell it, or I'll use it as trade with somebody. Somebody might be have other issues that I need. Maybe they're insignificant too, but they just have them of a number. Let's say they have 195 and I need a 195. I'll tell them, they need a 194. I'll say, you know what? I'll give you a 194 for a 195. Would you do it? Whatever the case is, something like that. And you could trade that way. And sometimes you'll have issues that people need specifically, and you'll be able to get issues that you need specifically just by trading. So it's good tendency to have that. And I think I don't have a newsstand of this, so why not? Not that I'm going to get every version of a newsstand in direct. That's freaking nuts. But the other thing that's a little significant about this, I believe there's a couple of first appearances in there, but this is the first cover that Nimrod is on. Nimrod's first appearance was in 191, and I believe this is his first full appearance and first cover appearance. So, good book to have if you're specking. It's actually a pretty decent book to have if you're specking. Next is Legion 89, number 1. Pretty good shape, actually. And the reason I got this is, one, it's one of these obscure number 1s that you could get from the DC. It's Giffen. I do have a lot of these, believe it or not. Not number 1. A lot of Legions scattered because of all the Lobo appearances that are involved in there. Because if anybody knows, I'm a big Lobo fan. So I'm like, you know what? Legion number 1, it's a number 1. Let me pick it up. I already got a bunch of other Legions. Why not? I got this one. This one was like why not? You know, nothing other than that. It is number 1. I don't know if there's anything first appearances or anything like that. It's just I like having a lot of number 1s of stuff. You know, this was one of them. And speaking of, why not? X-Men and the Micronauts, number 1. This is a 4-issue miniseries. Probably never going to be anything significant. You never know, unless the Micronauts somehow show their way into the Marvel Universe. Nothing's going to be significant about them. But I got it anyway. It's number 1. They did have number 4, and I passed on it because it was a little bit gnarly. This one was okay. A little cleaning, maybe a little cold press, it'll be fine. But again, it was a number 1. Put it to the collection of obscure X-Men title number 1s. And if I happen to come across 3 to 4 in decent shape, I'll pick them up. And then I'll have 1 through 4. And the next book is X-Men 271. Another newsstand. Again, I don't know if these books... This has a little bit of spine roll, but other than the spine roll, it's not in bad shape. This could easily be brought back to normal shape. It is a Jim Lee cover, as everybody knows, and is part of this extinction agenda. So this has a couple of different elements of my collectability. 1, it's part of that run of X-Men that I'm collecting. 2, it's part of the extinction agenda, which I want to have all the books throughout the 3 series, which was X-Men, X-Factor, and New Mutants. And it is a Jim Lee cover, which I like. And there is some value to these, believe it or not, in decent shape. Then the next book here is Ghost Rider number 8. I am building a run of Ghost Riders up to, I believe, 30. I do have some in the 30s, like 32 and a couple other ones, but I want to get like the first 30 of these books because they're still relatively cheap. I just got this for $1. Why not? It's nice. You never know. Ghost Rider's probably going to come to the MCU, and you never know what character is going to pop up from what issue. That's going to be significant. So I have them. And the next issue is Wolverine number 14. Now, Wolverine number 14 is the... I will pick up any early Wolverines from his original series. Obviously, if I find any of his miniseries out there, I will definitely pick those up as well. This definitely needs some love. It needs to be cleaned and pressed. At least cleaned. Look at this. Look at all this dirt marks. I'm going to have to disinfect my hands. And look at this. This got this thing at the bottom, but it looks worse than what it probably is. Let's see if I can do something with this right now. Let's see. I don't know. Do I have anything to be able to bend it out? Let's see. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Holy crap. It didn't even break color. Wow. So a press and a cleaning will definitely do this book a lot of justice. A lot of justice, actually. That's surprisingly. And this was actually a really good score. After I've done pressing with this and cleaning it, it's going to be in really nice shape. Very shocked that there's no color breaks on this. That whole thing was... Look at that. That whole thing was bent over. The whole thing was bent over. Just very shocked. Pleasantly surprised and pleasantly happy. I would have been fine having it the way it was if it was a real rip. For $1, I didn't mind putting it as a spot filler. You know, somebody down the line would take it for $1 from me back. You know, no problem. No issues whatsoever. But that was good. That was a good one. That was surprising. That was a little added bonus for me. I thought it was a rip. And I could probably assure you, the LCS owner probably thought it was a rip too. Happens all the time. Next book is The New Titans, New Teen Titans. Now, this is an obscure book, and I love these books. I pick up these books all the time. This is Hero Stay Drug Free. So this is a drug-free awareness campaign issue. Presented by IBM Corporation in cooperation with the National Federation of Parents for Drug-Free Youth and President's Drug Awareness Campaign. I love books like this. And I'll pick them up all the time, especially for a buck, all the time. I love weird, obscure type of promotional type of comics. Most of the time they're not in continuity. There's some kind of weird message that they're giving out. It's definitely a great indicator or stamp of where society was at the time when they were doing it. I love these books. And it's actually in really good shape. That's an obscure part of my collection of how because I'm kind of weird when I collect these kind of books, but I enjoy them a lot. And again, for $1, I'm taking it. Next on the line is X-Men 245. Again, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. Great run of X-Men. You can't go, oh wow, this is a Liefeld book. I keep forgetting that Liefeld did some of these covers back in the days. He didn't just do strictly New Mutants. He did covers for a lot of other books as well at some given point. I don't know if he did the inside of this as well, but nice fun book, part of the run. So I got it. 245. Okay, so actually this might be the first cover appearance of Mr. Sinister. This actually might be it. 240. So this goes along with the same lines as where's the other one. And I got it. There we go. 243, 240. Nice cover. Again, great run. Newsstand. Pretty decent shape actually. Really decent for a buck. Really decent shape. I'm surprised this was in $5-10. Especially in LCS. Really, really nice find. Happy with this one a lot. Then the next on the line is, this is an obscure, weird comic that I picked up. The Disney Afternoon featuring Bonkers, Goof Troop, Tailspin, and Darkwing Duck. Full issue. I don't know. There was something about it. It was a number one. It's a Disney. It just made me smile when I looked through it and looked at it. I don't know if people really spec on Disney character first appearances in comics. I know at one point somebody was going, the community was going nuts over some Darkwing Duck first appearance. But I got it. It's a number one. It made me smile. This is just like one of my weird kind of picks. It's number one. Why not? Why the hell not? Maybe my kids would enjoy it. My little daughter, she's 6. She'll probably enjoy looking at this, reading it. I'll check out if there's any value to it. Don't think there is, but why not? Then the next one is X-Men 232. The Brood is back. The Aliens knockoffs, which is the Brood. And I could get into the story about that later on. The corners are bent in. Not ripped, but bent in. Other than that, decent shape. Decent shape. Let's see. Yeah, that's all it was. Well, yeah, color breaking, but whatever. For a buck, good spot filler. I think I actually need this issue. I don't think I have this issue. There's a couple of these. This I didn't have. This I didn't have. This I definitely didn't have. So I definitely added some good stuff to my collection. And like I said, I had to pick these all up for a buck a piece. I had to pick them up because I would not find them again. Next one is Uncanny X-Men number 226, double-sized issue. Fall of the Mutants. I do have a copy of this, and this, believe it or not, is actually in better shape than the one I have. So I'm happy about that, and it's a newsstand. Only little issue it has, it's got a little bit of spine roll, which can be fixed, without any major problem. So I'm happy with that one. This one I was pleasantly surprised, really pleasantly surprised. For a buck, X-Men 175. Really, really happy to find this one. Shocked. All it needs is a little bit of cleaning, and this one is good to go. Decent shape, mid-grade, fine, very fine. With clean and press, definitely very fine plus. Beautiful book. I'm really happy to find this one. And I believe this was one of those weird books that kept eluding me for some reason. Because I didn't want to ever pay top dollar for it. So I was really, really happy to get this one. Then next is X-Men 204. Just grabbed this one because it was part of the lot. I think I have this one already. Not really, you know, much of a story to this one, but I grabbed it because I do have a lot of the early 200s in doubles, so that's going to go part a lot to fill it in, and probably either trade it or sell it as a package to somebody. For $1 a piece, like I said, I'm not going to get hurt. Believe me, all these books that I got for $1 a piece, I'm doing very much better than $1 on them. Next book is X-Men 200, which I love Centennial issues. Number 200 was great to have. It's a John Romita Jr. Cover, which, by the way, if people don't remember, and I know there's a lot of John Romita bashers out there, John Romita was great on this run of X-Men. Before he got weird with his line style on faces and stuff like that, and scratchy little beards and mustaches. He was really great on this run of X-Men. Just the same way he was great on his original run of Spider-Man. Interesting issue. I have another issue of this, but it's not a newsstand, so I'm happy that I have a newsstand version of this. This is the kind of issue that might pop at one point because of the whole Trial of Magneto thing going on, and now they have made another mini-series called The Trial of Magneto, so it's interesting, good book to have. People always are looking for these type of issues, so if I ever need something else, I could always trade this to somebody else for it. A really good book to have, really good book. This is Hulk 369, part of a run that I'm trying to rebuild of the Incredible Hulk. This is actually my favorite time period of reading the Hulk, prior to Planet Hulk and World War Hulk. Up until that point, my favorite run of reading the Incredible Hulk was this mid-300s time period with Peter David. Loved it, and I've been struggling to try to rebuild this again, because I don't want to pay top dollar for these books, and they're going expensive again. Found a bunch of X Factors as well. X Factor 40. Don't know if there's anything. Might be first appearance of Orphan and Nanny or something like that. Maybe. Not sure. Another Liefeld cover. It's funny. Another Liefeld cover. It is a newsstand. I am doing the full run of X Factor 1 through 100 of this series. So, $1 piece, I'm picking them up. And another series I'm doing a full run of 1 through 100, as long as I find them cheap, is West Coast Avengers. And now that the whole WandaVision thing has cooled off a little bit, and people have cooled off on these West Coast Avenger books, I'm finally finding them for cheap again. So now I'm picking them up for $1, 50 cents a piece, whatever. I'm grabbing them. Fun reads. I actually had this entire series, I think all the way to the end, when I was growing up. It was actually one of my favorite reads, because I was weird. But now I'm trying to get it back again. Then we got more Fantastic Four action. Number 275. I love it when they break the fourth wall with She-Hulk. Everybody gets on the Deadpool bandwagon of breaking fourth wall. She-Hulk was the OG in Marvel, breaking that fourth wall. Hey guys, what's big and green and has a staple in her navel? Look at that. He's holding a comic with her as the centerfold. I don't know. I love these Fantastic Four issues with the She-Hulk in them. They were fun. It was a fun time. And again, I'm picking them up for $1 piece. I don't have a lot of these Fantastic Fours, so every single one I'm swallowing up in any grade, basically, as long as they're not falling apart. Just because I don't have them, and I need to rebuild that collection. Then here's a freaking obscure book, The Green Team, Boy Millionaires, first issue special. What the hell is this? This had such a what the hell kind of feeling to it. I had to pick this up. 25 cents issue. So it's telling me it's probably in the early mid 70s. It's mid 70s, I want to say, somewhere around there. Probably 73 to 76, somewhere around that. But for 25 cents, it got to be somewhere around there. I just don't know what to say about this comic. But for $1, I was buying it. I don't care. Plus, here's the other thing. The LCS owner that I buy these comics from, like this one that I just went into, he gets a little bit weird about if you find something of some kind of value in there. And he'll start pulling out that eBay, his eBay method of pricing books. And although he might sell it to you without, disgruntledly selling it to you and kind of give you, a whole lecture about how you got to steal from him, not the fact that he doesn't keep good inventory in his shop, I just don't like to deal with it. So sometimes I'll throw something really obscure like this, which I personally like anyway, and it'll throw the scent off that I'm actually getting some decent deals. And I did get some decent deals in here. Namor #1 is another book here that I got. I will pick up this book. Alright, I don't like to tell people what to buy and not to buy, but I'm going to say this to you. If you find this for $1 in decent grade, pick it up. Pick it up all day, every day. Trust me, pick it up. You know, will it go to $1 million? Probably not. Most likely not. However, will this see a spike when Namor hits the MCU? And it's very likely that he will see the MCU. It's all but guaranteed that he will enter the MCU. And everybody's going heavy on those Silver Age Namors, Submariner #1, Submariner and Iron Man #1. A lot of those are early Namors. Here's the thing. This is the next series down the line. Besides that, he's got this businessman approach in this, which I feel is a very big factor in the modern world. That he'll probably take that businessman approach in the MCU. At least that's how he'll start to get involved with the surface world in some way or another. But regardless, for $1, I am so confident that when this character enters the MCU, this is going to spike. It might not spike as much as everything else, but if you got it for $1 and you're selling it for $20 at that time, and you got 50 of these, you did well. On the other side, if it doesn't do anything, if it flatlines, you spend $1 for it. Somebody will probably give you $1 for it again. It's a wash. But as far as spec, like I said, I don't like to tell people what to buy and not to buy. But if I had to pick one book that is an absolute, I mean, there's a lot of them in here that are no-brainers. For $1 piece, most of the stuff I got in here are no-brainers. This one, as far as spec, for $1, well worth it. Well worth it. You get it for less, you're golden. So then I got another X Factor, number 59. Again, I needed this issue. And then I got number 32, which I love this cover, by the way. It's them battling the Avengers, and I love this. I mean, this was a newsstand. This is not a newsstand, but I love this little image that they have in the UPC box. And I've said this before. I don't like to see the barcode. I know everybody goes crazy over these newsstands because they're more valuable, they're more rare, whatever the case is. I don't like them. If I had the opportunity to have a really beautiful copy of a book that has something like this inside the UPC code and get rid of or sell or trade the newsstand, I promise you I would. Because I would prefer to have this in my collection. I'm not looking at it from the spec value as far as values are concerned. You know what? Somebody wants to pay me crazy money because it's a newsstand, go ahead. I personally enjoy these versions in my collection to keep as Forever Comics, much more. So we got this. Then we got this random Captain America that I found, which I found really interesting. It's saying Breakout. You're seeing all these characters. I got a feeling that they're breaking out of prison and they're going to beat the crap out of Captain America or U.S. Agent. I think it's the time period that Captain America, Steve Rogers, was going on as the captain. I don't know. But either way, something was interesting about this cover. Them breaking out or whatever the case is. Probably nothing. This is probably a nothing. Just an impulse buy on this one. But something that I just wanted. Speaking of a nothing book, this is probably a nothing book. Adventure Comics number 448. Who will kill Aquaman? I'm just a sucker for stupid covers like this. I'm not even an Aquaman fan, but there was just something ridiculously stupid about this cover that I had to pick it up. So I did. Nice Bronze Age, weird, stupid cover. And I got it. That's it. End of story on that one. And then I found this. Now, I don't know if there's anything significant about G.I. Joe. I have to be honest, I'm G.I. Joe novice as far as knowing key issues or not key issues and that kind of thing. There might be something significant about it, but I love the imagery of this, of them all. It feels like this homage or something. I don't know what of, but I feel like I've seen this cover in other comics many times over. So I picked it up. It is a newsstand too, if that means anything. It is a pre-100 original series G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe has been on fire lately everywhere. And now if it happens to have a first appearance or something else, that'll be cool. If not, I don't mind having this as part of my little bunch of G.I. Joe books. I don't have that many. But I probably got about a dozen G.I. Joe books scattered throughout all the issues. It'd be nice to get a number 1 at some point. But it's not a top priority for me. But for $1, I figured I'd pick it up just in case there's some kind of first appearance. So this is a little bit of spec and actually a gamble. Let's call this one a gamble. I got this one as a little bit of a gamble and a cover buy. Then the next book here is The Ultimates number 6. I'm building this original Ultimates run. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Great story, the original Ultimates. And I just want to get number 1 to 13. I think that's the full run. So anytime I see them, especially for $1, I'm picking them up. Really, no more than that. And some of them have some value, but not much. And then the last but not least is Marvel Comics presents Cyclops of X Factor. So this is one of those few Marvel Comics presents books from that series that don't have Wolverine as the lead story. That's an interesting thing. It's a mangled copy, but I am building this entire run of Marvel Comics books. So because of that reason, I picked it up, even though it's beat to hell. I want to read it. Plus, there's something else that's in here. I noticed that Starfire is in the back. The Star Fox. Now, Star Fox is an interesting character. He's Thanos' brother. I believe that he's going to be introduced in the MCU at some point or another, maybe through Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm trying to discover any kind of key type of scenarios going on with this guy. So if there is something significant about this, I'm going to read this, see what the story is about, keep it for my run. And if I see if there's something significant about this storyline or something like that, I'm going to go and hunt down a really minty, fresh, awesome cover, a comic of this. And if it's not, that's fine. Then I'll keep my mangled copy and I'll hold its place in the run. And that's it. I'm not a grade snob when it comes to full runs. Now, if it's key special books or whatever, then I start getting more irritated about the grade. If it's just spot fillers or books that I want to read, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them if they're mangled or not in the greatest shape, because they're not there to be there for the value. They're there for the continuity, my OCD part of it. So, and that's it. So, we got some stuff. We got some stuff here. What do you think? $36. What do you think? For $36, did I go wrong or did I go right? Do you agree with the way I collect? Do you agree with some of my spec? Do you think I got some great value in these books? Let me know. Leave a comment below. I think I did good. Do you think I did good? I think I did good. But everybody's got opinions. So, just going to remind everybody that just like every video that I create and upload going up to 150 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. On each video, when we hit 25 comments, I will be giving away a book. Now, it's going to be a mystery book. Like, maybe let's pick a random, like maybe I'll grab this book. And I'll send that out to the person that wins. And I will include a personalized sketch. That personalized sketch will have something to do with the book and the contents. So maybe I'll draw a Silver Iron Man there, or maybe I'll Hawkeye, or maybe I'll do the whole Avengers. Depends how much time and how much creativity I have. But it'll be a nice sketch, or a crappy sketch, or a sketch that I will do personally, and I will include with the book. And I assure you, I will send the book out bagged and boarded. And on the back of the board, I will slip in that sketch, and the sketch will be the size of a comic. So you will be able to always remember me by looking at the comic and then looking at the sketch and saying, oh, Comic Journey did that for me. He sucks. But that's what I will do. So just remember, I will be doing this all the way up to when I hit 150 subscribers on every single video. And this is going back for quite a few videos, so you can go back to the previous videos when I first mentioned this, and you can actually go and comment there. They got to be 25 original comments, and that's it. You don't have to subscribe, you don't have to like, you don't have to do anything like that. Now, besides that, I'm going to be doing a 150 subscriber giveaway. And I will be giving out something cool in that giveaway. I still haven't determined it. But once we hit 150, I'll do a video telling everybody what they're going to get and what they have to do to win that. And then when we hit to 200, we're going to do an even bigger giveaway. And not only are we going to do a bigger giveaway, which means I will do a bigger giveaway to all the viewers and subscribers, but Dank Comics, who I love, he's great, has also pledged to give away a slab as a giveaway when I hit 200. And I'm going to put the link to that video where he tells you what to do in order to win that slab. So go give him some love. Go subscribe to him. If I hit 200, you're going to win that slab. You're going to win a whole bunch of other crap from me. You might like it. You might hate it. But it's coming to you with love. But that's it. That's the giveaways. So until the next video, I am going to sign off. And you keep collecting. And I'll keep recollecting. Thanks for watching. How do you turn this off? Come on.